Hello everybody, my name is whimreaper, welcome to my channel, and I am going to be doing a review of The Sims 4 Moschino Stuff pack for you guys today. So you can see I have a family here. I believe that this is Alexis. She's posing currently, but I'm just gonna cancel that. I won't show the gameplay right away. I think I want to talk about that I think last actually, but I think we're gonna start in Create a Sim. So yeah, we have Alexis, Odin, and I think Casey. So I'm just gonna put us into Create a Sim really quickly here. So here we are in Create a Sim. I tried to dress Alexis and Odin in only Moschino stuff. So yeah, I'm just gonna get right into it. So first, for this casual outfit, I gave Odin this type of tracksuit with leather boots. There's only one shoe option for males and females, or one each, that is. For males, it's a leather boots, and for females, it's high heels. So this comes in quite a few swatches, as you can tell. A lot of them are really bright, but then you have gray, white, black, so that's pretty good. That we have some neutral options as well. Obviously, this is kind of like clothes that Moschino brand would sell. So there's this outfit. His formal outfit is this full body suit, I guess, with kind of these coins on it. I guess they might be large sequins, I don't know. Apparently this is like some sort of really rare piece that Moschino does, according to the leak receipt. That information could also be wrong. Again, I just have him in a different colored tracksuit. Okay, for party wear, I kind of wanted to talk about this jacket. So this only comes in this really geometric pattern and black, and that's the same with the pants. So that's something that I've noticed with this pack, is it doesn't have a ton of swatches for certain items. A lot of items have plenty of swatches, and they have both more out there swatches and then more laid back ones, but I find for the clothing they kind of don't have enough swatches in general. But we'll get to that. There's no swimwear for males. For hot weather, I just put on this t-shirt and the pants in black. You can tell that the triangle pattern is still kind of there, and the same boots. And then for cold weather, I put him in this kind of like distorted peace sign jumper, and the same pants and boots again. So you don't actually get that much Create a Sim stuff, especially for males. Also, all the hairs are from this pack. I understand it doesn't make sense for him to have long hair for cold weather, but it's just so I can show you guys what it's like. It's essentially the exact same hair that girls get for their outfit, and then of course there's this short hair that's slicked back and shaved on the sides is the other hairstyle option. So we're gonna go to Alexis to show some of the other items. So this dress is a tank top dress that has their brand's teddy bear on it, which is one of their signature logos. I'm pretty sure it's the brand logo. And then also we have the piece design for this dress as well. And we have, these are the shoes. I'll zoom into them if I can. Okay, it's not wanting to let me, but but they're basically these really angled, sharp looking glossy heels, and they come in a bunch of colors, just like most other things. And then we have these plumb bob earrings, which I adore. I think these are really good. However, something that kind of confused me is that these aren't available for formal wear, and it confuses me because if you go on the Moschino website and you look at this piece they're selling, these earrings are $400, I'm pretty sure, if I'm remembering correctly. So I don't understand how this doesn't classify as a formal wear piece. Maybe the Sims team just thought it didn't look formal enough, but I think that if they're $400 in real life, they definitely should be formal. Anyhow, this is one of the hairs that came with the pack. It's just a slick back style. I think in the white you can see the detail really well. It's a really well made hair. It's not really particularly my style, but it looks good, and that's probably the main thing you want to watch out for. Also, there is no new makeup with this pack, which usually there isn't, so that's not a criticism at all, that's just a note. For formal, we have this really out there kind of dress, which kind of feels like it's two dresses put together. Like, well, I don't think I'm ever gonna put this on my Sims again. It's just way too out there and garish. Like, the only time I could see someone wearing this is for a fashion show or maybe an awards show or something. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of this one, but I do get that it is the Moschino brand, so maybe this will appeal to some of you, maybe it won't. I am gonna get to the controversy of this pack as well, because no one has actually really discussed it that I've watched a review of so far, and I definitely want to address it because I think it's somewhat puzzling to some people why it's so controversial, and then I think some people don't like it but they don't know why, and I just want to kind of address that whole situation because I haven't heard anyone really articulate the controversy of this pack, but I'm gonna try to do that. One of the things is English writing. I know people don't like that in the game, and yes, there is this top which has English writing all over it. I can't select it at the moment, but I'll show you on the other swatches, like there's in her other outfit categories. So yeah, there's this top with the freezer bunny wearing the Moschino brand clothing, and these little quilted shorts, which are amazing. I think this is one of the, like, the quilted shorts and the quilted jacket are some of the best items in the whole pack. I definitely think those are the great, like, the best out of all the Create-A-Sim. There's nothing for kids, by the way, or toddlers, which I think is kind of expected from a pack like this. This is the same t-shirt as this one, but it's a different swatch. So you have some with the freezer bunny and some with the llama corn. And she's just wearing shorts from the base game here. So this is also another really popular piece that people are saying they like. It's a motor jacket, but it has quite a decent amount of swatches. And these earrings can be a bunch of colors as well. They kind of all go together, like the swatches on the clothes. And yeah, that's this outfit. This skirt obviously is meant to match the moto jacket, which, yeah, I think they did a good job. It's the same swatches as the jacket as well, so obviously you can match it. Okay, so for swimwear, we have the Plum Bob swimsuit, which I like a lot. I think this is something I would like to wear in real life. I don't really get the strap, to be honest, but other than that, I don't really have that many complaints. You can have the ugly loading screen version if you want. You can have the bad mood, like, Plum Bob, and then you can have blue, which I don't really get why they chose blue and not yellow, personally, because red makes sense, green makes sense, but there is no blue Plum Bob in the game. Like, if they chose yellow, then it would be like the in-between moodlet. But, I guess if you want a blue Plum Bob, they have it. But I think that this version and this version are the best out of all of them. But definitely a good piece, no complaints on this one, other than blue Plum Bob doesn't make that much sense. And for hot weather, I gave her this atrocious outfit. These things you can't actually... None of the Moschino stuff shows up for hot weather or cold weather, which makes no sense to me, but I guess that's the way it is? I don't know. This skirt is one of my biggest complaints about the pack for swatch wise. This does not have any swatches. You have to have this design or you don't get the skirt, because I think the waistband of the skirt is really unique. It has like this little it looks like it's like an elastic that's running through little belt loops, and I think that's really cool. We haven't seen anything like that before. But there's only one swatch, so you have to have this swatch or no swatch. Also, this is atrocious. Plumbella said it looked like Panic at the Disco. I agree, it looks like Panic at the Disco. What even is this bow tie? Why is it polka dot? Like, just 0 out of 10. I don't think anyone's going to use this non-jokingly. Like, I'm not gonna hold anything back on this pack, especially since I found some things with it that I'm really not impressed with, but I still do think it's a decent pack, and I'll give my final verdict at the very end. Like, I don't even necessarily know if I've decided yet, but once I get through this review, I definitely will have. This is the last hair for women. I adore it. I think it's so cute and curly, and we do have some hairstyles similar to it, but I think that it's still stands out and it looks really well made. Like, a lot of thought was put into it. Okay, so this is the quilted jacket, and we kind of got a glimpse of the quilted shorts, but this is what they look like together. You can have an option of 2 swatches. Again, not that many. You can have black or you can have gold, and that's it. And that's one of my biggest like letdowns, kind of, is because I love this jacket, I love these shorts, and I would have loved to see them in way more colors, because I think it would have been really, really cute in pink. It would have been cute in purple. Like, it would have suited some not as baddie, I guess, kind of Sims. So I don't really understand why they didn't put more swatches for this one, especially since I think it's one of the most popular Create a Sim pieces in the whole pack. You can kind of see the overall vibe of this pack is definitely high-end fashion. It's not for everyone, but I think even if it's not for you, you can have it in your game and have Sims that dress how you wouldn't normally dress, but there are definitely pieces that are unusable by all standards. I don't think anyone would wear it on a day-to-day basis, maybe not even ever. So there are definitely pieces that really stick out and ones that really stick out in a bad way. But overall, pieces, they're there and they're pretty good. The only thing is, with Moschino being a fashion brand, I don't get why there's way less fashion than anything else in this pack. And you're going to see what I mean when I show you the build buy stuff in a second, and when I talk about the career. So I'm going to get right to that. So here we are in build buy mode. I have a photography studio set up over here. You've kind of already got a glimpse of that. And we have a little living room set up over here. And basically I've spread out every piece from this pack from build and buy all over, except for one window which I forgot to put in, but it didn't really fit anywhere anyway, so I'll just show it to you. Maybe I'll do that first. I think the windows are the absolute highlight of the build and buy, maybe even the highlight of the pack, because they are unique. They're not anything we've ever had before. Like, there's only like one real downside to it, and that's that there's a smaller version of these windows, and they're kind of like studio windows that you can push open. Like, you can see that it's a little bit open here, and the only downside is that this particular smaller version of the window doesn't have a closed version. But that being said, unless this version of the same window didn't have a closed, like if this version didn't have a closed version, I wouldn't expect the small one to have a closed version either. So they already are providing options that way, and I'll show you on the bottom floor that this is the closed version. You can use this basically anytime, although you can definitely tell it's meant to be able to be opened. Like, this wouldn't look out of place on basically any house. And then for like a studio window you want to be opened, then you have the opened version. Just 10 out of 10, amazing. I have so much inspiration from these windows. And then there's this curved window, which, I mean, actually I'm gonna stick it there. It can kind of fit in. And yeah, this is amazing. It's gonna help to make so many more different kind of builds. Like, I already have an idea for this. I'm going to be doing a Moschino cross, I think, city living, and then a game pack. It's like a 3-pack challenge that I'm going to do a penthouse build for. Definitely using these, know exactly how I'm going to use them, everything. Like, they just are so inspiring to me. They're so different from anything else. Anyway, now that I've raved about those, I need to address the door situation, which I wish I could say the door is flawless. The door is very nice. I love the door. The only problem is on this side, it matches up with the window perfectly, right? On this side, not so perfect. It doesn't really fit the height exactly. I honestly don't really know that that's a big problem to most people. I just noticed it, wanted to point it out. I think it would be nice if on both sides it matched up with the window. I don't know why they didn't just make it the same, like have a little bit of a lip up here on this side as well, but I think that's a very minor thing. The door is really nice. It functions, I think, like a sliding door. I'm almost certain. And it matches the windows very well. All the windows, by the way. Look how many swatches you have. You can have these funkier red ones, but then there's also just gray, black and white, pure gray, pure white, different shades of gray. Like, they're so neutral they can fit in basically any build you would want them to go in. And yeah, I'll just keep doing build items actually then, because this is the new wallpaper, or one of the new wallpapers. I think this is going to be great for feature walls. It looks really good, like it's a solid wall. It has like these kind of more like color block patterns. It has ones with just lines, ones with gold, and I think that it matches basically every furniture piece. It would look great in a modern build. But it has a lot of swatches, and I think the Sim Supply mentioned that the swatches themselves are really beautiful. Like, even if you wouldn't use this on a wall necessarily, it could help inspire you for like when you're building. Like, maybe you wouldn't normally mix in this coral and yellow and teal, but it might inspire you to do so. Also think this would be great in children's room or just as a feature wall. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all of the build stuff. So now I'm gonna go into buy stuff, which there's a lot of it. Like, I think if you have one reason to get this pack, it's for the build and buy. I don't really have that many complaints with it. I even went in and checked the prices of everything because I was thinking, like, I wonder if the Sims team is gonna make all of this stuff ridiculously expensive just because it's attached to the Moschino name. And there are some things like this pedestal that are outrageously expensive. This is 1,000 simoleons just for this pedestal. But the things that are expensive make sense to be expensive. And the things that you would want to use more often, like this couch, these are actually quite middle price. They're middle of the road. They're not starter home level pieces, but they're not gonna make your sim broke either. So I'm really happy with that. One thing I immediately did as soon as I found this chair and this sofa is I turned on the move objects cheat and stuck them together like that, because it looked like it could be a sectional, and it serves really well as a sectional. Like, even I think you might be able to have this turn a corner if you did it like that. Like, it might look a little bit silly, you might have to push it in. Like, see how you can kind of make your own sectional out of it? I love stuff where you can do that because there are so few packs that have things you can put together in a unique way like that. Love it. Also, these come in really good swatches. Basically every item in this pack has a black swatch and a white swatch, except for the Create a Sim stuff, which is what I was talking about, how I was kind of disappointed because all of the build and buy is so well thought out. Yeah, I'm just gonna quickly show you the swatches of this rug. There are some geometric ones that stand out a bit more, and then some more plain ones, just as white, gray, black. I think, yeah, there are definitely ones you could use to be more bold and ones to be more subdued. There's this new coffee table, which has kind of like a wood and a glass part on it, and this also has wood and glass on it. They have the same swatches like these. I think those are very, very useful for modern builds. Basically every build buy object is useful for modern builds. I think there are only two things in this pack for build and buy that I have a complaint about, and I'll just get to those last probably. You also have these magazines where you can recolor them to a few different swatches. Those are really nice for clutter objects. We also have this adorable bookend. I never saw someone zoom in on it, and I think that's such a shame because look, the little bear has glasses. And I think that's so cute and nerdy. Like, at first I thought it was just a geometric bear, and I'm like, okay, I guess. But like, the glasses make it. I mean, just knowing that they're there make me like it so much more, even if you can't really see them from a distance. Okay, this bookshelf The next piece is so amazing. It looks like so minimalistic, a little bit more like dressed up with these little diagonal panels, but look at the swatches, they're gorgeous. I have been wanting something like that so much, and I even put a little photo up here so you can see that it does indeed hold things, which is really, really good. It's going to help with detailing your homes so much. And I'm going to skip over that wall sculpture and go to this mirror. This mirror has basically the same swatches as the couches. Yeah, very, very good. I think good for a teen room, good for a kid's room. I wouldn't really know where else to put it, but I mean, it's just kind of a quirky mirror. Okay, now I'm gonna get into the photo studio stuff. And yeah, I'm gonna start off with this light. This light only comes in one color, but if you go into live mode and you select this light, you can change the color, and it does change the color of the tubes themselves. It doesn't just change the glow. Then we have this little trunk, which would probably be like for photography gear, like lights, stuff that you would put in there. It's really nice. I think it would work even just for like a living room if you had a more like lofty style apartment. Could be like a little trunk you'd put in blankets or stuff. I know that my family does it a lot. This has a coffee table that's actually just a trunk. We have this new clothing rack, which is really, really nice. It comes with some more high-end pieces on it already, obviously. It looks expensive. It is expensive. By the way, it's one of the more expensive objects, but it looks very minimalistic while still being a little bit more cluttered but still neat. Like, I'm impressed by this piece. I think lots of people will get a lot of use out of it. I'm gonna skip over the frames for now because I want to kind of talk about the photography live mode dynamics when I do that. But I'm gonna move to this screen. So this is like a picture taking screen that you put behind your model, and then you can project different images onto them. And I'll show you how you do that. You do it in live mode, and then you can have different backdrops. These are like electronic screens or fabric screens or something. It looks like they're supposed to be fabric, actually, like what you would see in a professional studio, so that you can get really nice looking crisp shots. And I'm gonna skip over that wall just for a sec. There's these 4 set of pictures. These are all one item, and you have quite a few swatches. There's the black frame with the sim, white frame with the sim, and then there's some geometric swatches. I actually adore the geometric swatches. I know a lot of simmers I was watching the reviews for said they weren't a fan, but I think that they work really well. This definitely looks good for like if you made a photo studio or something to have in there as like a sample of work or something, though. It's really artsy, even in like a rich person's loft again. So you also have these photography lights. This one is more concentrated. This one is more of like a softer kind of light that spreads out over a larger area. Personally, I don't find these to work very well in a small space like this because they light up the sim way too much and it doesn't make for very good in-game photos, but I did see other reviews where people had it in a much larger area and they worked really well. So don't take those for just being crappy because of the way it lights up the room in my setup here. This is a different version of a backdrop you can get. There are lots of swatches, and you do have to pick these from build by mode. You don't pick them in live mode. So this is more like the illusion that your sim has one backdrop that they just keep on there all the time, and then just is more an amateur photographer probably. Okay, so there's also this shelf which comes with all this photography gear hanging off of it. That's great for making your own studio, which is part of the purpose of the pack. They even say it in the advertisement on Origin and stuff, so it's great they have that. There's also this little prop camera. You can't use it, but it looks really good, I think. Okay, the tripod works with any camera. There's one new camera, but you have to unlock it by moving up in the freelancer photography career. So the tripod you can take with you anywhere. You can take your camera as well. and then you can set it up and take photos of Sims. Now the mechanics for it are a little weird, but I'll get to that after I talk about the last couple build mode items, which are this amp. This is my least favorite thing in the whole pack. Not because it's not a good item, like I think that this is a genuinely well-made item. I just don't get why it's in this pack, and it feels like a kind of a waste of an item in a pack that's centered on photography and modeling when they could have had like, I don't know, like a dressing room kind of thing. Oh, I did also miss some room dividers, but like I think they could have done more with a room divider idea or something instead of having amps that don't really make sense, or even more lights or a different backdrop. It just like, I don't get why they're here. They're not poorly made, but that's just like a slight criticism, is why does it exist? As for the other object I don't like is this wall sculpture. That is because I think it's just so messy. It doesn't look like it's meant to be in a home. Like only a really pretentious person I think would have this. Don't get offended if you would want this. I'm just saying I'm kind of speculating like who would own this. And these are the screens I missed. They're just room dividers. There's a lot of different colors for them. White and black as always. Polka dots. I think it's really, really good. No complaints with this one at all. And I'm going to move into live mode to talk about the career, I think. And then I'm gonna finish off the video by addressing the controversial kind of scheme, I guess, not scheme, but the controversial opinions on this pack, and then I will, yeah, end my review and tell you my final verdict. Okay, so we're in live mode now, and I am just going to show you how the photography works. I'll address these photo frames, and then I am going to talk about the career, which I think is the biggest problem with this entire pack, actually, and I don't think I've heard other simmers talk about it, so you might want to stick around for that before you decide whether you want to get this pack. But first I want to show you how the photography works. So with this screen, the first time that I used it, it kept confusing me because the Sims wouldn't come and pose in front of it. They would go and walk behind this wall. Which made no sense to me why they would do that. And the problem just was that this screen was too close to the tripod and the Sims couldn't like walk around to go stand there. So just make sure that you have enough room. So if I click on my photographer sim and say take picture of Alexis, then she should go stand here like how she's supposed to. And then I'll show you the new posing options that I think are in the update, but I might be wrong. I think some of it's exclusive to the pack, but most of it is available for everyone. So she is going to go get her photo taken. She's just putting down her book first. And she's wearing the atrocious outfit. So that's kind of funny, but we can now take a photo of her. And one of the good things about photo taking now is that you can change the angle of the camera by using the WASD keys. So that means I can kind of zoom in and select a field of vision, and you can change the poses as well by clicking on a specific type of pose and then clicking on this. So there's a specific one for fashion where you can make them pose for more like model type poses. And then you just take a photo. You can now take 10 photos, which is really good. So you could take a photo, and then from there, you can actually put them straight into a frame, or you can hang them on the wall and then frame them. So it seems that these are digital frames, which I didn't actually realize, but they cycle through your photos every so often. You can adjust how often. So you can make it change every day, you can make it change every hour, and I think this is a really cute idea for family photos in The Sims 4, especially because then you can experience like your kids' photos across the day, which is really cool. So when you put photos in, you just drag them and then they're in there, and then it'll cycle through however often you have selected. Another exciting addition is this 3-way frame, which has a lot of different swatches. You get this from Build By, and all you have to do to fill this frame up is you need one medium portrait, one small portrait, and one small landscape, and then you can fill it with whatever your heart desires. I think it's really cute as well. Again, great for family photos, great for photography stuff like this as well. Just good in general. Basically, the photography is like the mechanics of the photography in The Sims 4 now are really, really good. Like, I don't have any complaints. You can have also, I missed this in the build by, but it's this little floor marking. If you put it down, you can select a sim to go and wait for photographer, or you can have someone ask for someone to stand there, and then they will pose on that exact spot and not move at all. Also, these big screens, how these work is you pick set backdrop and then you have a bunch of options. So we'll do sunlit forest. I think that one's the prettiest one in my opinion. I looked at all of them, and then it kind of slowly moves, which I don't really know why. But yeah, so then you can press take picture of sim on subject mark, and then it'll show you what sim is standing on this little triangle design. And then you can then set up professional photography photos very easily. Also, the tripod does not have to be facing the sim in order for you to take the photo, especially since you can now move freely like this. You don't have to worry about having it in the right position or anything, which is really nice because in the past it was a bit tedious. So I'm really glad that they updated that. Really, really impressed with the photography dynamics. What I'm not so impressed with, as I mentioned, is the career. So how you join the photography career is you go to the phone and then you go to like find a job, and then you pick freelance. And then once you select freelance, you can do the subset of photographer. And so what you have to do for that is you go and you select a gig. Like if I delete this one, then I can select from a list based on my skill level as a photographer for my particular sim. Let's see. Yeah, so then you can go here and you pick whichever one you want. So maybe you want silver screen sleepwear, and then you have particular tasks. Now, I had heard from Plumbella on her review that this career is a little buggy, but she said that it was probably because she had an early release and it was going to be all fixed by the time it got put out. So I kind of trusted her and went, okay, it'll probably be fixed. Of course, she didn't know for sure. I'm not judging her. She's a very, very honest simmer. I trust her, and I don't see why most people don't trust simmers, which I'll get to in the controversy part of this video. But basically, she said it might be buggy still, and it is. So that's definitely something that reflects poorly on this pack compared to like how there was a lot of good creative sim stuff, and almost all of the build by stuff is amazing. But what happened when I went to play this career, I selected a gig just like it says here, and it told me that I needed to take a photo of a sim in a particular pose, so I took that photo. Then it says to get the photo approved, and how you do that is you go here, and then you click freelancer, and then it says submit photo for client's approval. And then if they accept, then there's a little message that pops up which says the client has approved your photo. What a fantastic shot. Approved photos arrive in the mail in the next 1 or 2 days. So basically what it's saying is the client saw your photo, liked it, and they're sending it back through the mail, which I don't get anyway, because why would you send things via snail mail? Like, I wish it was something like you could email photos and then you have the photo for yourself at all times, but the client can still respond, because this is very glitched out. I said wait 1 or 2 days, so I waited 1 day, I waited 2 days, and I waited 3 days. And that's when I get this little thing saying, like, you better hurry up because, there's only a little bit time left in the contract before you fail. And so I was waiting and waiting for it to come in the mail so I could post it to Simstagram like it says right here, because you can only post it to Simstagram if you have it in your inventory. And it never came. So the game glitched out to the point where it made my photographer fail her gig. Even though I did everything right, I just had to wait for the photo and then click to send it in to Simstagram. Like, I could post any photo to Simstagram I want. Like, if I go here, I can say upload to Simstagram, and that's all it would have taken as soon as I got the photo, but the game glitched and I didn't get the photo. So this career is buggy. Now, that is something that does, like, does reflect badly on this pack. Like I said, it makes the pack a lot less impressive, since a lot of people said they wanted to get it specifically for the photographer freelance career, and it's gonna affect my overall opinion of whether or not you should buy this, obviously. So before I reveal my 100% opinion on why you should buy this, I also want to talk about the controversy of the pack, like I said, because a lot of people are very, very against this pack. They're saying, don't buy it, Moschino sucks, like, why would you spend money on this, etc., etc. And I just wanted to address why I think that people are saying this, whether it should let you, like, whether it should affect you, and all that stuff. So, before this pack even came out, before there was even anyone who knew that the career was buggy, like, I don't think most people have even seen a review where the career bugged out. Maybe I just got unlucky and it's a rare bug, but still. Before people knew that this was bugged, they still didn't like it, and I didn't really get it. Like, I kind of felt the same way. Like, I felt like I didn't like this pack, but I didn't know why. And I think that the main reason why people don't like it is because it's a brand collab. And that being said, I think it's a good reason, because if your principle is you don't like Moschino, you don't want anything to do with Moschino, you don't want to support the brand, you don't want to advertise the brand, then why would you pay money for a pack that is literally doing that? It's advertising itself to you for your own money. Because if you just look at some of the shirts, like she's wearing one right now, it says Moschino, his says Moschino, you're getting advertising in your game that you paid for. Like, it's one thing when it's in a free update, it's another thing when you pay for it. And I definitely think that is fine to feel that way about brands, and you don't want to advertise the brand to other people, you don't want to advertise the brand to yourself, and maybe you don't want to support the brand if you disagree with it or you don't like it. That's fair enough, and that is part of the controversy of the pack. So if you're someone who is a very principled person who doesn't like to advertise for free or whatever, that might be something that's stopping you from getting this pack, and that's up to you. That's basically, I just wanted to address why I think that there's controversy, because I think it's rife in the Sims community and no one really knows why. Like, I think a lot of people even probably have this opinion but didn't realize it, or maybe they didn't realize why other people were being so violent against this pack. That being said, I think other people are also just not trusting of the influencers, the Sims YouTubers who are being given this pack to review, because they're being given it for free and they think they're biased, etc. So I think that's also part of the controversy, and I think that personally, for the most part, I don't see a reason not to trust Sims YouTubers. They're given the pack, but they're not given any instructions on, like, you have to advertise it, you have to like it. I get why some people don't like it, like people who are being given the pack for free. It is technically advertising, but that is just what I think the controversy comes from. Now, based on everything I've just said, including the controversy part, including build by Cass, the career not working, is this pack worth you getting? My answer is actually yes. But that being said, I think that the answer is yes once they've patched the game. Not yes in all circumstances. Because if the career is a big part of what they're advertising, and it is probably the main part of what most people want from this pack, you shouldn't pay for this pack at full price when the career is still broken. So either you should wait for them to patch the career so that it actually works and then buy it, or you should get it when it's discounted. Because I don't think it's that great of a pack you need it immediately in your game. I got it because I had some extra money for once and I wanted to review it for you guys. I would have waited personally even if I didn't know about the career bug, because I just think it's best to err on the side of caution with new packs. But that is basically. So all that being said, thank you for watching my review. I hope it helped you. I hope it helped you decide whether or not you're going to get it or you're going to wait or what. And I hope that, you just comment below actually and let me know if you're gonna get it, what your thoughts are on it. Maybe you have a better idea of why there's so much controversy surrounding this pack. And so thank you for watching this video, and I hope that I'll see you in another one. If you do want to see more, please subscribe. But thanks for watching. Goodbye!